Hello guys, welcome back. So I have yet to get to the laundry and basically the demons pushed it way too far. And I thought, okay, I've been doing everything your way for the last couple weeks and basically I could tell I was resisting, angels wanting to come back in. Yeah, I know what I've said about you should only work with one or the other. But if you've ever worked with Saint Michael, it's like when he wants something, it'll be like you're both holding swords and you're holding yours up in a defensive position. And he's pushing down on your sword, but only with a force equal to your resistance. So he's actually not forcing his way in, but it's just this constant pressure. And if you get tired and drop your sword, he automatically lets up. But he just keeps at it and just keeps at it and just keeps at it. And finally, today, with Mammon getting as nasty as he can get, I love him, but he does have, this kind of snotty side to his temperament. Um, I called down St. Michael's angelic blessing on the house, and you could just feel all the energy went, and like everything's like kind of like not sparkly, but bright and a lot cheerful and a lot more lit up. And I know the difference between Jesus and Belial. I do. And, everybody got back in, and the demons are just looking at the floor like they didn't do shit. And what it basically was that the demons and the Norse gods had decided that it was far better for just them to share the territory than to have to share with yucky little angels and saints or anything else, too. And it really didn't change my relationship with them other than they stopped getting their way 1,000% of the time. And they're mad now. They're all sulking. In fact, I was having like these little blips of stuff. And it was like little things happening. And one of you had suggested, because I had thought I should have a picnic, with the angels. And one of you said, "Why don't you have a picnic with the angels? That's, be in your pajamas and everything." So we had a picnic, and the demons were certainly invited, whether they knew it or not. Though I was making angel time because they haven't seen me since before Easter, and the demons were just in a hissy fit and trying to do little pokey poke things. And I said, "One more thing, and I'm going to ask St. Michael to truly bless this house. Do I need to call in the name of Jesus?" And you could just feel. And it's not that they're sworn enemies in the idea of good and evil. It's just an idea of when you work with them, they will balance each other out. Angels aren't going to tolerate demons doing demon nonsense, nor will demons tolerate an angel just dragging you off to a church by force. And neither one really does that. Though you do have to remember angels are more team players towards certain things, do not all answer to anyone we'd recognize as God and Jesus. It is kind of complicated, but you know what I mean. They balance each other out. And like I said, whoever Jesus is that I talk to, other than the impersonation Bilal has been known to do, is really cool and laid back and doesn't care if I go to church or anything. So I don't know who he actually is. He answers to Jesus. That's good enough for me. That's how my theology works. And I apologized to him. I said, "I'm sorry we didn't have you for Easter," but I said they were making such a big deal of it. And so many, Satanists say you have to go Satanist all the way. And Lucifer and Satan have actually been the ones pushing me to have freedom and pushing me to remember that absolute freedom means absolute freedom to go where you will. You want to go to church, you go to church. You want to go to a satanic mass, you do that too. But do it because it's authentic part of you and it's who you really are. Don't do it because you think you have to do it. Bilal in his own backwards way kind of helped me work out any negative leftover energy I had. Because if you're going to work with, say, angels or saints or go to church or something, you should do so from a place of love, not a place of fear, not a place of, if I don't go to church, God's going to throw me in the big burning place. Don't do it for that reason. Just the same as you shouldn't work with demons, because if I don't work with demons, I won't get all the worldly achievements I want. There are demons and angels that overlap on everything. It's just, there's this really good article where demons tend to be like your cool sister, you get to hang out with. And angels are just more orderly, and it's more like being at your mom's house. Well, it depends on your mom. Your mom might have been the cool one in the family, but you know what I mean. And with me, I kind of get like Jesus is really laid back, so there's really not much difference between Jesus' energy and Bilal's impersonation, though there is enough to tell the difference. And there's not much difference between Michael's energy and Lucifer's energy, though again, there's just enough to tell the difference. And the demons just didn't want to share territory. It wasn't, oh, we're helpless demons, we will die, though they will pull that on you. They will pull that on you. It was, we don't want to share territory. And I could feel the demons anyways, and the Norse gods kind of hoping I didn't notice and looking at each other thinking this territory's not big enough for all of us. And it is a big enough territory, because you know, if you work with gods, goddesses, angels, demons, whatever, 30 seconds of your time is usually what they want, and then they're done. They're bored. They have better stuff to do than talk to you. I don't mean that as an insult. They do it to me too. They get your attention. They have their say, and then they leave. So it's been kind of a thing of like, I do have to actually go get to laundry, but it was nice. And the angels might only be here for a couple hours, and then they'll go, and whoever answers to Jesus will go. But it was like the demons were getting their way too much. And Odin and Loki were backing them up, because if they can cut off most of the other pantheons from their territory, they will do so. They're very ambitious. And I don't get an idea from the angels that I have to drop working with demons. And the demons are just, they're sulky. They want their way all the time. Just like the Norse gods did. Norse gods are a very challenging pantheon to work with. So if you want a pantheon that shares very well, I'm going to warn you up front, Norse gods are not it. In my experience, they will get along for a week or so, and then their ambition gets a hold of them, and they're trying to push everyone else out. It seems that way with the demons too. And yet, they can respect each other, and they can respect each other's territory. Maybe in the grand scheme of things, they were all doing what they had to do to help. Because, like I said, Michael wasn't putting so much pressure on me that he hurt me or he forced my sword down. This is a metaphor. But he also, you know, the moment I lost strength to try to keep them out, he let go. The moment, like my reserves to try to keep the angels out, because I knew I was doing this. The moment those reserves ran out, he just backed off, because he wanted to wait until he was invited. It wasn't like Michael was going to barge in and take me, you know, dragging and screaming to the nearest church and throw me in a fountain of holy water. He's not going to do that. The Michael I work with really isn't concerned if I go to church. He's not. It's nice if you want to do it, but I always got the sense in the ones I work with, the angels, saints, whatever I work with, you want to go to church, but it's not like, please take us the right way. Church is no better a place for you to go to than anything else. You don't really even have to, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate, but you don't have to go and work in the religious sense of, say, Christianity or Catholicism with them, as long as you understand where they're coming from and you understand that they're more orderly, they're more goal oriented, they're more um you just know when you work with them, you just know. It's kind of ineffable, but it's like working towards progress and goals and everything. And demons, they all want to get you to the same end, but demons have a different approach at it, you know. So it's just a thing of, when you're working with demons, they're probably going to have more relaxed rules with you, sometimes, sometimes not. Mammon rode me way too hard, and that's why we're back to a mixed household. And sometimes it's just like that. It's kind of hard for me to describe, because I found my demons are harder on me and are more goal oriented, where my angels are actually the ones that are more relaxed, and they're like, hey, you know, whatever, you do you. If you want to work together, great. We love you and we're your family, but if you want to just go off and be with that part of the family, there was no hard feelings. So I probably just shot the channel in the foot, but Mammon had to keep pushing, and Bilal had to keep pushing, and it was like, this doesn't feel right. As a seasoned witch, you know when you are putting up blocks and keeping energies or entities or whatever you want to call them out. You know when you're physically or spiritually blocking something from your house. And remember, in the beginning, they had gotten along, so there's angelic script on the door. So they demons could tell all the fancy stories they wanted, but they locked angelic energy into the door when they had me do that. So I'm not even sure why they had me do it, or if it was even a demon. One of the angels could have said, "Well, I can look like that. Here's what you need to do: put angelic script on the door." Really? You're a demon. Trust me on this. So we got them all back in, and the other pantheons feel like they're more welcome too, because it's like a Nori and everybody's popping back in. So the demons are sulking, they're mad at me, but it was like, we were kind of getting stuck. We were kind of getting stuck, and we weren't progressing, and they had me all to themselves, as the Norse gods often have me all to themselves. But we weren't doing like a whole ton of progress. In fact, most of my days was watching videos in the news and laughing at memes and posting stuff on Pinterest. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.